Hello YouTube! Okay, the J1E. How the hell did I get one? I still can't believe it myself, but I'm going to tell you today. And for those of you not familiar with the subject of this video, the acronym J1E-GT. If I'm correct, the J1E, a prototype version with all white zippers, was first seen in the Quavo video of 2019, which obviously created a big hype because a white J1 was being teased, very reminiscent of the Type 2371, the Kit One jacket, the very first J1. Then in March of 2020, Errolson teased us with pictures of him wearing the same prototype at the Paris Fashion Week, revealing it also had a white collar. Then released in April 2020, well, not really released, but only on the subnet, a backdoor to the acronym mother site, only accessible for people granted access by Errolson himself. Because halfway April, pictures started popping up on social media of a few subnet goers teasing everyone some more and making everyone hope for a general release, but alas, not so much. Notable is that the subnet release has black zippers on the side pockets, a black inside of the collar, and a olive piece of nylon behind the top button. Then in September of 2020, a raffle was organized in which you could make a donation to Supermarkt, an organization that fights food apartheid in the US, and thereby get a ticket to the giveaway of, among other items, the J1E. Errolson also did an interview with Hypebeast on the matter, in which he explained that the E stands for experimental, and that the J1E features all the new ideas that Acronym had at the time to take for a test drive, because that's the only good way to find out if something works. So basically it's a J1A with all features experimentally tweaked. He also revealed that there were only about 40 made across all sizes, making it one of the most rare Acronym pieces out there. Now the big question remains, how did I get one? Well, first I want to say that the purpose of this story is not to brag or to make me seem cooler than anyone else. It's just an answer to a question many have been asking me. Well, the story begins somewhere last year when the J1E was released. I did not get one like everyone else who is not on subnet. I had become acquainted with subnet member Brandon from the Anix for a while though. I also reviewed his guitar strap release, which can be seen somewhere there. So one day he posted another picture of the J1E and I started talking with him about it. And at some point I jokingly asked if there were still any left on subnet, and if so, if he could get me one. And he said, well, there are, but I probably shouldn't. But I could ask Errolson if he wants to sell you one. So he did, and Errolson agreed, and I got one. The end. No, I wish it had been that easy. Errolson did agree though, which is amazing in of itself, but he was very busy at the time, and with all the new releases, and there were some technical difficulties with the site, so he didn't really get to it until quite a few weeks later, only to find out that the size that I needed, size medium, was no longer in stock. This was incredibly saddening for me to hear, as you can maybe imagine, having anticipated the jacket for quite a while. But you know, hey, that it is how it is. But then Errolson came with an idea. He said, well, why don't we still have the size large? Why don't you go on the forums and see if you can find someone with the size medium who wants to size up for some reason and buy a large and then do an exchange. To be honest, at first I didn't really believe this was ever going to work, but my mother always told me nothing ventured, nothing gained. So first, because I didn't really want to publicly post this on forums, because I didn't really want to have to tell the story every time, I asked everyone who I knew had the J1E through pictures they had posted on social media, and almost everyone was kind enough to reply, but as I had already suspected, nobody wanted to make a trade because everybody just had the size they needed, so you know. So then I posted a request for an M4L trade. Just about everywhere I could imagine someone with a J1E could see it. Very few reactions, except for the expected questions about how the hell I got a J1E. In some places it was even not very much appreciated. I actually got kicked and banned indefinitely from the Facebook buy sell trade page for posting a trade without pictures, even though it wasn't even in the rules. But eventually I even posted on Superfuture, which I was quite hesitant to do at first because I did expect it was not going to be appreciated there either, based on my experience with some members of that forum. But I was getting desperate, so I did it anyway. I even did something I knew I wasn't supposed to. I posted it in the regular acronym thread and not besides the buy sell trade thread, which got me banned for 24 hours. But the next day, I got a personal message on Instagram from a talented young man called Rueben Wu. You might know him as a member of Ladytron and photographer extraordinaire who makes amazing work. And he actually wanted to make the trade because he had an M which fit but was a bit tight when layering, so he wanted to go for an L. So it was mind-blowing. I could almost not believe that this was actually happening. So I was ecstatic and I asked him how he knew about me looking for the jacket, and he said he read it on Superfuture in the normal acronym thread. He even told me he hadn't worn it very much yet and that he had been planning to take it on a trip where it would have gotten quite dirty. So, do you believe in destiny? I guess I do now. So he sent me his jacket from the US. I ordered mine on Subnet, sent it to him, and now everyone's happy, and that's the end of this super long story. So the jacket, is it amazing? Yes, it is. I mean, look at it. It's a J1E, which is my favorite jacket, and it's white and it has all the features tweaked, so what's not to like? It does look quite similar to the white J1B that came out last winter, but I do think the white chest zippers and main zipper really set it apart, because that really makes the difference to me in the overall look of the jacket. Also, as I already said in my J1B video, I mean, I love my J1B, it's a great jacket, but I do really miss the flak pocket, and I'm really glad there's one on here and it's even a little different. So how is it compared to the J1A? This time I'm going to do something different. I'm going to do as I was taught in film school, which is show, don't tell. Well, I really hope you like this video. I still have a lot more content in the pipeline. I've got shoes, I've got some old Nike Lab ACG stuff, I've got Goopy Made, Gorilla Group, Acrylic, simple design. Hamkus is really cool. So if there's anything there that you might be interested in, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you next time.